And I think we are live. Hopefully, everything is running well. I was meant to start 50 minutes earlier, but we run into some technical issues. But hopefully, by now, everything is going well, and you guys can hear me, you can see me, and we can start to talk about Manchester United and the deals that have gone on. Over the past week or so, we've not really had one of these since last week. That was my fault, really, guys. I do apologize, but we're back. There's a lot of things to run through. Mainly, we're going to be talking about Obie and his possible move to United, the youngster that could be coming from Arsenal, very, very talented player. We're going to be talking about McTominay, Fofana, De Ligt, Toney, Ugarte, Amrabat, Mason Mount, and Jadon Sancho. Just there you have 9 topics that we're going to cover today. It's going to be a bit of a longer one. Maybe we're going to be touching 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half. But I want to go through all of these things. And again, it just makes for good content. It just makes, because these conversations are really just essential at the minute in and around the Manchester United circle, in and around what we are doing here. And yeah, so we're going to try and cover all of these things. If I miss out on anything, please let me know at the end. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of each topic. And yeah, so without wasting any more time, guys, I would like to start with Jadon Sancho. The main reason why I want to start with Jadon Sancho is we're also going to make 3 reactions. One of them is going to be on Sancho, of course, one on Obie, one on Fofana. Obie and Fofana, we're going to make a reaction on those 2 because I do not know enough about them. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys don't know much about them either. So we're gonna make a reaction on those 2 players, and the reason why I want to make a reaction on Sancho is because I feel like a lot of people have forgotten how good Jadon Sancho really was. And yes, he's underperformed for United over the past 3 years or so, but if he has squashed his beef with Ten Hag, then I feel like he's a quality player that could be very helpful to the squad. But yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. But the main thing that I want to cover about Jadon Sancho is the wrong one. The main thing that I want to cover about Jadon Sancho is the rumors circling up of his move to PSG. When I originally made this prompt or this stream, when I set the stream up, I was heading into this pretty confident that Sancho was going to stay because apparently he had squashed his beef with Ten Hag. Apparently Jadon Sancho and Ten Hag were on good terms, and that's where I was coming from when I was originally planning to make the stream. It was the fact that, or it was me coming from the point of view that Sancho and Ten Hag were on good terms. But apparently, there are also reports of Sancho possibly going to PSG. There are also people that were saying that maybe United could make a deal of of a swap deal for Ugarte and Sancho. And I'm going to talk about both of those situations. In an ideal world, as much as I like Jadon Sancho and as much as I feel like if Ten Hag is willing to work with him, then us as fans need to get behind that. We need to back Sancho, and enough of this negativity around the player, enough of scrutinizing Ten Hag for being able to manage and squash his problems with a player. If Ten Hag is willing to forgive this player, then we should just back him, and again just rally behind the team like we do for any other player. Again, when a player underperforms, we should definitely criticize him. But it's the preseason. Ten Hag and Sancho have been able to deal with things behind closed doors. So why are we still going on about this, and why we're being negative towards Sancho? I think we can move on from that situation. And then the other scenario would be a Ugarte Sancho swap. And here's where I think you're kind of providing value to both clubs. Where we need Ugarte, we need a CDM. That right hand side, we already have Ahmad and Anthony. And if we can get rid of Sancho for Ugarte, I think it's a good deal. But if we're just gonna get rid of Sancho and not get anything in return, I think it's a problem. And I think it's a problem because people have forgotten how good Jadon Sancho really is, and that's what in a minute we're gonna do. We're gonna go into the screen. We're gonna go into the reaction screen, and we're gonna look at Sancho's good years at Dortmund. We're going to look at Sancho, or we're going to look at Jadon Sancho when he's at his best. We're going to look at Jadon Sancho and what he can do when Jadon Sancho is able to perform. Any news on Obie or Martial? We're going to be talking about Obie later on, but what I want to talk about Obie mainly is the fact that he's not resigning with Arsenal. He's a free agent. He's going to make his choice. And I want to delve a little bit deeper on the player and how good he can actually be for United, because I think there's a lot of positive things there to be said about Obie. But yeah, without me losing my train of thought, so Sancho in his best season, Sancho's best season was that 2019-2020 season where he was able to produce 17 goals and I think it was 16 assists in the Bundesliga. Now, you can of course make the argument that that was a long time ago. You can make the argument that 2019-2020 was a long time ago, and are we really going to, rally behind the hopes of Sancho still being that same player, which he hasn't really shown to be? But my point here is, we have a quality player here. The same thing with Sancho. Like, sometimes players don't work out straight away. And with Sancho, a different environment. Sancho definitely has attitude problems. We're not going to negate that. We're not trying to ignore that. Sancho definitely has attitude problems. We've seen that at Man City. We've seen that at Dortmund. We've seen that at United. That Sancho definitely has attitude problems. But again, it's like, can't we allow someone to grow? Can't we allow someone to make amends? Like, who are we to criticize someone who is willing to make a change? And that's the thing. If Sancho is really willing to make a change, if Sancho is really willing to step his game up, if Sancho is willing to step up his professionalism, I am behind that, because he showed in the past that he can be a quality player. If Sancho is willing to change, if Sancho is willing to look at himself in the mirror and say, you know what, I've not been up to par, let's change it, then I am behind that, and I think everyone else should be behind that, because we have the fortune, or we have the luck of not having our mistakes being displayed in the world stage. We have the privilege, of being able to make mistakes in private settings, where not everyone needs to know about the mistakes that we do. For a player like Sancho, every mistake you make is scrutinized. Every mistake you make is amplified by us, by the content creators, by the media, by the pundits, by the greater media, by the big corporations. Every mistake you make is amplified, and it's like, it's very, very unfair. And my whole thing is, if this guy's willing to change, then let's allow him to change. Let's allow Sancho to change. Let's not keep rambling on this point of he's just unprofessional, he'll never change. That's unfair. I think that's very, very unfair. If someone's willing to change, let's give them that opportunity. But as I said, that was my quick rant on Jadon Sancho, because as I said before, 17 goals, 17 assists, that was the best of Sancho. I want to rewind the years. It's something that we used to do a lot on the channel back in the day, and it was to look at football from the past. And again, as I say all the time, we are in a very unique situation as football fans, where we have all this information. We have clips that we can watch. We've got stats that we can look back to. We have so much information that is very, very disappointing for people to be saying the things that they say. What's it called? Revisionist history, where people like to look at history in a different way, where the facts of what happened, Sancho's performances, all these things have been documented. And again, he's not performed well. I'm not trying to, ignore what Sancho has done or what he has not done for United over the past few years. He's not been good enough. But he has shown in the past that he's a quality player, and that he's a quality player, and if he's willing to make those improvements, then I'm going to back him. So yeah, enough of me rambling on about this point. Wait, wrong page. We're gonna move over to the screen, and we're gonna react to Sancho's. Oh, sorry, guys, this is the wrong one. My bad. Just give me a second. I'll just pull up Sancho's. I want to get up the right screen. I want to look at his 2017 performances. Or 2020 performances. Oh, I don't know why I have his 2024 performances up. My bad. Just give me 2 seconds. Come on, YouTube. There you go. Yes, because the reason why we paid so much money for Sancho in the first place, the reason why, he was one of the best young players in the world. Let's not act like Sancho has always been this underperforming player, like he's been this player for all of his career. It's not. He's not, sorry. It's gonna say a lot about his character. It's gonna say a lot about his professionalism if he's able to get over this hump. And you know he can get over this hump at United or somewhere else. But if he is in my club and if my manager is willing to back him, then I am also willing to back the player. I don't know what's the big problem behind all of this. Okay, here we go. So yeah, without wasting any more time, guys. So without wasting any more time, guys, let's back to Jadon Sancho and let's see how good Jadon Sancho really is when he's in an environment where he's able to succeed and where he's able to perform at his best. So yeah, let's do it. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys also think of these moments, of these highlights. Let's see if Sancho, if we can look at him in a different light and if we can give him another chance. Let me know in the comments if you guys are willing to do that as well, because I definitely am willing to do that. Again, this is the 2019-2020 season where Sancho was able to record 17 goals and 16 assists. And honestly, if Sancho could even just do half, if Sancho could give us 8 goals and 8 assists this season, I think that would be much better. Still not up to par of where he needs to be, but that would be a lot better. And I think it's also going to speak volumes about Erik ten Hag, the fact that you can, you know, have this issue with the player and still come back and can just come back and allow him to still succeed. Because this was the year where Sancho was really able to combine his technical ability with his final third productivity. And what you saw, it's like the things he was pulling off. And this is the thing, we've not seen Sancho. I'm not mean to pause the video, but we've not seen Sancho play with this much flair, this much creativity, this much freedom at United, whether on the left wing or the right wing. Something I said straight away as soon as he came to United after watching his first few games is he's being very conservative, and we need Sancho to go back to playing like this, to being this free soul, to being this player that's just able to take players on, being this player that's not scared to take shots. If you miss, you miss, but you keep going. This player that's not scared to take players on. And when he does take players on, he does so confidently. The technical ability on the man, the finesse. Like, you're telling me this player, that you're just willing to sell him for... Oh, come on. You're just willing to get rid of him. Oh, come on, please. I am not willing to just get rid of Jadon Sancho. I would get rid of Antony way quicker than I would get rid of Jadon Sancho. I think if we're talking about the player that should leave the club, it should be Antony and not Jadon Sancho. I am much more willing to give Sancho another chance than to give Antony, because Sancho has shown us in the past that he can be a quality player. Whereas Antony, he's not really shown us anything much. We just spent too much money on him. Let's try and move through this clip. The technique, again, the cheeky passes he was willing to produce. Like the way he just sends this player away. And then he allows for that assist. It's like these things, he gets the ball and first time he looks to play the assist. We've not Sancho play with this much confidence in a long time. And I think that's really, when you look at Sancho, I think that's the first thing that that makes itself evident is the confidence. And people are saying, oh, it's the Bundesliga. Sancho was also performing very well in the Champions League for Dortmund that season. And even this past year when he went to Dortmund and then Dortmund was able to get to the Champions League final and Sancho was the man of the match in one of those games. It's like you have a quality player here who can perform at the biggest stage. He clearly has there's something wrong there. A confidence problem, something wrong. And then last year, and if you're going to give Sancho, if you're going to criticize Sancho, I think you also have to criticize Ten Hag with the way he with the way he conducted himself. Because Ten Hag, yes, you are allowed to criticize your players, But if you know a guy is dealing with confidence problems and you're just going to call him out like that, again, it's not 100% Ten Hag's fault, but it's also not 100% Sancho's fault. They were both at fault, and that's my whole point is they were both at fault. And if they are willing to move past this, I am willing to give Sancho another chance. I don't know why other United fans are not willing to give Sancho another chance. Like, a lot of fans are acting like they're above forgiving other people. Like, they're above giving people another chance when they themselves make a lot of mistakes. Like, just give this guy another chance. Why are we hating on Sancho so much? Please, there's no need. Good touch. Past the keeper and behind the net. I'm sorry. There's just so much talent with this guy. Right on the wing, touching the sideline, keeps the ball under control. I do think, however, that playing devil's advocate for a second is this season really is a make or break for Sancho, not just for United, but also as his stock. I don't think that if Sancho doesn't perform well this season, I don't think any other big club will be able to take a chance on him. He might have to go to a club like, no disrespect to the likes of Everton, maybe even go back to Crystal Palace. Like, he may have to go down a tier or two if he doesn't perform this season, because I don't think top clubs will be willing to take the risk on Sancho anymore. So it's like, we're giving you another chance, but you need to perform. You need to perform. There's no way around this, Sancho. You must perform. But yeah, guys, we'll stop there. I think we've seen enough. I think we were able to talk about enough. We were able to talk about Jadon Sancho enough, because there are also other things I want to talk about today. And with Sancho, yeah, I will stand by that point that if Ten Hag is willing to move past this, then we should also all be able to move past this. Like, why are we, hammering on this point of Sancho not being good enough? So yeah, next topic, guys. Let's keep it moving. Because again, as I said at the start, there's a lot of things to talk about, and the next thing I want to talk about is the boy Obie. First of all, let's give Obie a round of applause, because Obie has really shown great talent and great promise. He has shown great talent, great promise. And as we did with Sancho, in a minute we're gonna go over to the screen and we're gonna react to Obie. But it's mainly on Obie. I just want to say, like, maybe you guys haven't watched Obie yet, which is understandable. That's why we're gonna react to him. But what I really want to hit home with Obie is the talent this guy has, the promise, the fact that he's scoring records at this young age is outstanding. And Obie, he reminds me of Endrick in a lot of ways, because with Endrick, you have a player who is young. Yes, Endrick is young, but something you cannot, or at least the thing that really stands out about Endrick to other people, or to most people, is the fact that Endrick, at this young age, his technical ability and his finishing is up there. It's up there. And with Obie, you're kind of beginning to see things. You're kind of beginning to see those glimpses. I'm not saying that Obie is as good as Endrick. I'm not saying that Obie is going to come into the Premier League and score 30 goals. I'm not saying he's as good as Haaland. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you look at Obie and you watch him play, you can see that he has the qualities. He has those fundamentals, to make him a star player in the future. And when I was talking about Xerxes, I kind of gave the opposite thing. It's like Xerxes is very good on the ball, but I'm not seeing those fundamental striker things, the poacher, the fox inside the box. For example, Xerxes is not very good at scoring goals from outside the box. Xerxes is not very good on the header, even though he's 6'4". Most of his goals are coming from inside the box, and a lot of his goals are coming from link-up play. So, you have players here, even in the first team, who are quality players. You've got great promise, but you're seeing things also with this young star in Obie, where you're looking at him and you're saying, you know what, he could be the next one up. And if United can get him on the free, because Arsenal said that they were not, at least on what I read, I could be wrong. I'll never claim to be 100% right, because all we do here is just react all we do here is just react to what the journalists are saying. And my main thing is, if they are saying that Obie can be a free agent, then Manchester United need to do their best to go on to sign Obie. You know, you have a player here who's extremely talented, extremely young, and I think we would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't do our best to sign this player. So that's what we're gonna go on to do now, guys. We're gonna move over to the screen. Let me make sure I'm on the right page this time. World of Football HD, the Scout Nation, I think that's what they used to call themselves before. They made a great video on Obie. So without wasting any more time, guys, let's just let this ad run through. Without wasting any more times, we're gonna react to Obie and we're gonna see if he can really come to United and make a difference for the team. Let me just rewind this. Let's do it. Again, let me know you guys' thoughts on the comments. Let me know if you guys are excited to sign Obie, if you're excited to see what this guy can bring to United. And again, when I was talking about these fundamentals, he as 188, that's around 6'2", 6'3". So already he has the stature. He's very skinny as well, but at least same thing with Leniero. These young players, he's only 16. He's gonna be 17 in November. He's gonna be able to put on that muscle mass, to be under the best strength training coaches in the world. He's gonna be able to improve his physique. But again, you can add muscle to a player, you can't add height. And again, the greatest football player of all time, Lionel Messi, was not tall at all. 5'7", around that, 5'7", 5'6". But as a striker, I think being a bit taller is definitely a bonus and not a hindrance. So again, bonus there for Obie. Let's try and move past this quite relatively quickly. They're saying that his heading is an 8 out of 10. Crossing, not really. But the main things that you're looking for a striker, mainly the finishing and the heading, are up there. The long shot, they're saying, is good, but not up there as I would think. He's finishing inside the box. But we're going to react to it. And we're going to see, pardon me, we're going to see what he's really about. So yeah, without wasting any more time, guys, let's try and skip this part. And let's get to the goods. Let's get to what Obie's really doing on the football pitch and how he's conducting himself. Because I've heard a lot of good things about this guy. Yeah. Oh, this finish. Like, from the first clip. From the first clip. It's like he's doing so many good things in this clip that I don't even know where to start. So the pressing, first of all. Again, his height at this young age is really making him look like a man amongst boys. But very good pressing. Gets the ball back and in front of the keeper. Like, the subtleness, just the calmness, the technical ability to just put the ball over the keeper. I like it. I like it. First clip already. And again, we also need to give him the under 18s tax, because, you know, we're gonna have to give him the under 18 tax. But even with the under 18 tax, you're seeing here he's trying to get budged off the ball, but he's relatively strong. They can't budge him off the ball, and I like that. I really like that. But yeah, the tax I'm talking about is he's playing with players. Some of these players will never see the first team. Some of these players aren't good enough for the Arsenal first team, for the United first team, etc. So that tax needs to be added. But again, we're judging Obie here today in terms of talent. We're judging Obie here today in terms of the fundamentals. And here, the change of pace to put the defender on the floor. You know, the fundamentals, you don't need to do a lot of step overs to be a good dribbler. It's the small details, the fine details like this. Defender's coming up, he slows down, puts him on the floor. No step over. No Anthony spin. It's just, again, the fundamentals. Puts him on the floor just with a change of pace, takes it inside, and puts the ball behind the net. Keeping it simple but effective. This is what efficient players do. This is why Iniesta and Xavi were so good. It's the fact that they were able to play at a high level, but they were able to keep things so simple, so simple. And if he can also, again, I'm not really seeing him being this flashy player. Again, these are only his highlights. We're not seeing the mistakes that he's making. So there's also that tax. But in terms of the fundamentals, again, guys, I know it's only been like 2 minutes, but so far so good. His link-up play won't be great, but even here, very good. Look at how deep he's dropping. Look at me saying that his link-up play won't be good, and then he does this. Look at how deep he's dropping. He's dropping into that CDM position. And what he does here is that because he's so dangerous, the centre-back has to go with him. Because he's so dangerous, the centre-back has to follow him, and this allows for there to be more space. And as he plays this pass here to the wing, Arsenal can quickly get into a counter-attack. Very good. He could have been a bit more conservative and played the ball back to a centre-back or back to one of the midfielders, but he gets the ball and straight away head up and tries to play the pass in front. That's football IQ. Again, that's a fundamental that you need to have to be a good striker. And you can clearly see here that he's not the finished product, but if we can get him in, we can get him playing with our second squad. If we can even get him on loan once or twice, but we need to make this guy, again, the promise that he's showing, we need to make him our player. Because we also missed out on Erling Haaland. Let's not forget that fact. We missed out on Erling Haaland because Solskjaer was advising the board to sign, or the transfer team, or whoever it was at the time. He was advising them to sign Erling Haaland earlier on, and we didn't sign Erling Haaland. We didn't go for Erling Haaland, and that showed to be a mistake down the line. So let's not make the same mistake here. He may not be the finished product, but we can develop him. This is where the scouting comes into play. This is where the coaching comes into play. This is where the youth development comes into play. Because in terms of talent, in terms of having that X factor, he definitely has that X factor. Let me just change this thing, guys, as we let the ad play out. There you go. Definitely it went back a little bit. My bad. I think we were here. I'm sorry, guys. If you are commenting right now, the reason why I'm not replying is because I've got like so many tabs opened that I'm trying to react to this video. As soon as we finish with this video, I'm gonna try and reply to the comments. Again, I do apologize if you have commented. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. But I can't see my comments right now, so just bear with me. As soon as this video ends, as soon as this reaction ends, I'm gonna go down to the comments, and I'm gonna read some of your comments. So thank you for understanding. And again, Obie here using. Oh, I like this. I like this. You're seeing Obie here. First of all, he's using his strength. Obie's using his strength to keep the defender away from the ball. Very good, and he's being smart, low center of gravity, because he's lanky. He's able to keep the ball away, and most players will probably like play it back to the center mid, but he already knows his wingers down there. So what does he do? He takes one touch inside, and with his next pass, he puts the ball to his winger. That is an amazing pass. That is an amazing pass. I really like that. Again, we've said this before. The football IQ. What he did there was a fundamental. And even something that a lot of strikers right now do not do. Being strong, using his body to his advantage, and then with 3 touches, he took 3 touches and he put the ball on the other side, and just like that, Arsenal were on the counter attack. Very, very good. Very smart player. Sets up his teammate here beautifully. Not the best footwork, but, it's effective. Let me see his pace. Where's that pace? Well done. Now run. Not the best clip there. And even again here, using his strength, they're literally trying to shove him off the ball. They're literally trying to shove him off the ball, but he stays calm, stays composed, and plays the pass. Very good. Very, very good. Touch. That's a touch. Ah, if he finished that. But yeah, guys, we'll stop here. We don't need to watch the whole thing. I think we've watched enough. I feel like from that video, you kind of can make your mind up about Obie in terms of him being a good talent. You should and you can definitely watch more content on Obie. This won't be our only reaction on Obie. If you know me, if you know anything about this channel, I will be back to talk about Obie. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, you can clearly see that he's a talented player. He's someone that can come into the team and hopefully within a year or two be playing within the first team, which is where you want your young players to be. You know, what are you thinking about Ivan Toney, bro? Yes, we're gonna talk about Ivan Toney as well, guys. Just bear with me. As I said, as the video started, we've got 9 talking points today. We've got Sancho, Obie, Ugarte, Mason Mount, De Ligt, Fofana. We have a lot of things to talk about, but just to reply to you, Frank, real quick, Ivan Toney. In principle, Ivan Toney is a good signing. I just don't really understand how you would get that deal done. I don't really see how having 3 strikers in one team works. I feel like 2 strikers is ideal. You have 2 guys there fighting for their spot. You're having 3 strikers. Doesn't really work. It doesn't really work because one of them is going to really miss out, and you're just going to be paying wages to a player that's not going to be in and around the team, and I think that's a big mistake. But again, guys, I appreciate everyone watching, and yeah, on Obie is our first reaction. We're going to make more reactions, but so far I like the talent. He's showing good fundamentals, and hopefully hopefully United get to sign him first of all, and then hopefully as well we are able to make the most out of the signing. It's not just about signing the player. You also want to sign the player, and you know, develop him as a player and get the most out of him. But yeah, next talking point, I think it's kind of hard not to talk about Fofana. I think Fofana is one of the hot topics within the Manchester United community right now, and it's mainly because of Ugarte. You know, I was going to make 2 different talking segments here. I was going to talk about Ugarte, and I was going to talk about Fofana as separate points. But you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, they kind of intertwine with each other. So what we'll do, we're going to cut down one topic, and we're going to talk about Fofana and Ugarte as one. And the main reason why is because they are very much interlinked. And why they're interlinked is because reports have come out that Manchester United or that PSG are asking for 70 million for Ugarte. And that is a horrible deal. 70 million for Ugarte. I feel like, as I said before, I personally do not care how much Manchester United spend on the transfer market, on the transfer window. It is not my money. These guys are billionaires. They make millions and millions of pounds every year. They are well off. You know, the club is evaluated within the regions of the billions. Manchester United is one of the biggest sporting clubs or sporting franchises or organizations, whatever you want to call it. United are big. Let's just keep it at that. How much money Manchester United spends or how much they have to spend is not my problem. I do not care. What I want to see is my team being prepared to be successful in the season. And if we want to be successful, if we want to be one of the clubs fighting for the Premier League, if we want to go out there and win the Europa League, something that I generally believe we should be doing, if we want to be one of those clubs, then we need to sign the players. I don't care how much money it costs. So that's my main verdict on Ugarte. My big point on Ugarte is 70 million, fair enough. It's not a good deal. But sometimes you just need, something I heard earlier on today. Short-term pains for long-terms. I'm butchering this now. I'm making myself look silly. But pretty much what we need to do is sign this player now, take the hit now because Ugarte is going to be beneficial for this team. It's going to be beneficial for Ten Hag. Ugarte is going to be beneficial for Euro and Martinez. Ugarte is going to be beneficial for Kobe Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes. Ugarte is going to be beneficial to Onana. Ugarte is going to be an extremely beneficial player for us this season. And if he does cost a little bit more money, so be it. It's not my money. If you have to sign the player, sign the player. I don't care. But again, in that same note, playing devil's advocate here for a second, the logistics of the deal and the cash flow are important, because the thing is, if you're going to if you can sign Ugarte for 70 million, then you also have a player like Fofana who you can get for 50, 40, and I don't think Fofana is as good as Ugarte on what we need to do, on what we want them to do, because I think Fofana is better on the ball than Ugarte, but I don't think Fofana is better than Ugarte when it comes to winning the ball back. And again, Fofana is not a bum. He's a good player. For example, just to bring out some stats from last season, let's just look at Fofana's stats from last season. He defensively, he was recovering the ball 7 times per game, which is not bad. He was averaging 1.2 interceptions per game, and he was making 1.9 tackles per game. Like, Fofana is no bum. Like, he can get the ball back for you. I just feel like, from what we've seen from Ugarte at Sporting, PSG, and the Copa America for Uruguay, he is one of the best ball recovery players in the world. And that's how I feel about Ugarte. And we already agreed terms with him. It now just, for the new board, for Sir Jim's boys, to show that they can make deals done, that they can get over that line and get Ugarte in. And for Fofana, good player. He's much better than Ugarte on the ball. It's just, again, off the ball, the work that we need to do the work that he needs to do off the ball is kind of where, I'm kind of worried. Because on the ball, we have Bruno and Kobe Mainoo. Kobe Mainoo has already shown us for United, for the academy, for England, that Kobe Mainoo can be the maestro. Kobe Mainoo can be the guy that you rely on. Kobe Mainoo can be the guy that you give the keys to run the team. It would be good if we could have another player that can also do that. You can have 2 players that are also very good on the ball. But Ugarte, again, he's also no bum on the ball. But yes, enough of me rumbling on, guys. Let's react to Fofana. Let's see if he's good enough to come to United. And let's see if the eye test suffices. So yeah, without wasting any more time, guys, let's react to Fofana and what he can do for United. Again, he was also involved with the French squads this past Euros. Pardon me. So let's see. Good finish. Hey, call a spade a spade. That's a good finish. I feel like, at least from what I've heard of reports I've heard, is Fofana, he's a machine. He's a work rate machine. The comparisons I heard about him was Wijnaldum and Henderson, and I think those are good comparisons because off the ball these guys worked very hard. And here's that pass. Oh, I like that. Guys, I'm going to lose my thoughts when I make these reactions. I do apologize. I might say something and then say something else. There's a lot of things to say about a player when you're making a reaction. But again, first point, he's very good on the ball. Fofana is very good on the ball. And hopefully, hopefully he can come to United and show that. And you see it in this pass that he played just now. And the other thing is is how he can pair up to Kobe Mainoo. But I kind of lost my train of thought with this pass. I'm sorry. That pass was so good, and I kind of skipped it. Let me go back. I think it was around here. I really lost my train of thought there. My bad. So he wins the ball here, puts it back. Oh, it's not this one. Strong here. Where's the clip? Bear with me. It's here. It's like the ping, again, is not something you don't expect your midfielders to do. but it's this ability of if Fofana can, because we've said this before, he's confident on the ball. If he can also be confident off the ball, but he's pulling up passes like this, that's damn near perfectly weighted. I like that. Again, my number one option would still be Ugarte, just because of defensively how good he is. But if Fofana is going to cost less money and he's better on the ball, let's go for him. Let's go for him. Wins the ball there well. Very good, showing very good strength there. And he's also getting himself in those scoring positions. I feel like at Monaco, he was playing a much more advanced role. And at United, we're going to want him to play a much more defensive role. But technical ability, he clears Ugarte in terms of technical ability. Very good feint here. Very good feint. The ball comes in, and the way he's just able to let the ball run free. Very good feint. Again, in terms of technical ability, he clears Ugarte already. From what I've seen, just defensively, that's my problem. He's getting in again. His role at Monaco was a lot more offensive. And you're going to ask this guy to be like Ugarte is already doing at PSG what we need him to come and do. Whereas for Fofana, his role at Monaco is a bit different. That's my main issue with the player. Oh, look at that bull again. Yo, these long bulls. Hey, he's convincing me, boy. He's convincing me. He's tricking me. I'll tell you that. Didn't even move. He stopped right there, and the ball went straight to his feet. He's also a very good ball progressor, whether it comes to short passes, long balls, dribbling himself. Look at that. The way he just lays the ball off. He's got that finesse of him as well, where he can keep things simple, but if he's in a tighter situation, he can also pull off something creative, which I think is very important. But again, with Fofana, if I bring this guy in, I think I would still want to bring in a proper CDM, or at least keep Amrabat. And we're going to talk about Amrabat more in a second. Damn! That's a finish. That's a finish. Damn! I like that. Yo, I'll tell you what. In terms of technical ability, I'm sold on this guy. I know it's a quick clip, but look at this goal. My guy took one touch and said, yeah, I'll take it from here. Woo! That's power right there. I like that. I like that. That's a good finish. Touch. Bang! Yo, I've not seen Ugarte do that. I've not seen Ugarte do that. I'll tell you that. Woo! Look at that. Oh, and look at this assist. He's a good passer. He's got an eye for goal. He's cheaper. It's just my problem comes defensively. Defensively is my main problem with Fofana. But again, if Toney can coach him to play that position, I'm happy with that. Even here against Poland. Good ping. Very good vision. Good control. Yo, if you're telling this guy and Kobe Mainoo together and Bruno Fernandes, that's a dangerous midfield. Hey. The way how good Fofana is on the ball, how good and creative Bruno is, how amazing Mainoo has shown, or how amazing Mainoo has shown to be, that's a very good midfield. I like that. I like it. Guys, once again, please bear with me. I can't see your comments right now. As soon as we finish watching this clip, I'll go and see your comments. I'll go and see your comments in the chat. But I appreciate you guys watching. I don't know how many people are watching right now, but if you are watching, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around. Good ping there. Let me know as well in the comments, guys, what you guys think of Fofana. And if you support Man United, let me know if you think we should go on and sign him. Again, another pass. This pass, like, his long ball ability is very good. We've not seen it a lot in the clip, but the few times that we've seen it, I'm impressed. Another chase down here. I'll tell you one thing, guys. I'll let you know one thing. Although we've not seen a lot of defensive actions, the stat I read you earlier on, that he's recovering the ball 7 times per game. The fact that Fofana is getting 7 recoveries per game, 1.2 interceptions, and 1.9 tackles. Maybe it's just that this clip is not showing enough of his defensive ability, because the stats are really telling another story of who he is defensively. And the stats are so far very good. They've done a very good job at showing us how good he is on the ball. Sorry, the clips have shown us of how very good he is on the ball, and the stats are telling us that he can do a job defensively. If Fofana is really this guy, sign him. I've said this, sign him. If it's going to be cheaper, then Thingy, sign him. And another thing is, the season is about to start. The preseason won't last forever. You know, we're about to go on the US tour. We need to get our players in. We need to get this guy familiar with Kobe and Bruno Fernandes. You know, we need to get these players in as early as possible. If it's going to be cheaper, get the deal done. Let's move on. You know, this is a very important season for Ten Hag. It's a very important season for United. Ten Hag needs to bounce back. We need to bounce back. We need to get our players in on time. Good tackle there. Good ball interception. Good pass there to Griezmann, as we said before. Good chase down. Yo. He's not a better ball winner than Ugarte, but he could, at least in the long term, be better than Ugarte just because of how much better he is on the ball. I don't know how much Monaco are asking for him. I'm going to go and look at that in a second. And this was the pass. Like, he just turns around, he's being pressed, and still plays that perfect ball out to the other side. Yo, I've loved what I've seen so far. I've loved what I've seen so far. You know, there's, of course, the French tax. That pass was ridiculous. That's the Bruyne-esque. That pass was ridiculous. Very good pass. Very good pass there. But yeah, there's of course going to be the clip stacks. We're only seeing the best of him, and we're not seeing his mistakes and how many mistakes he makes a game. That's going to be important as well. And of course, he also played in the French league. But from what I've seen, I'm confident. I am confident. If he wasn't good enough, I'd have told you guys already. I like it. But yeah, we'll stop right there, the reaction. Thank you guys for watching. Let's move on. And again, guys, there's a lot of you guys watching. I appreciate all of you guys watching. It means everything when I'm able to do this work, put in so much effort, and there's people watching and appreciating the content. So thank you very much, guys. I'm good with Fofana as long as the price remains reasonable, cheap. Plus, we need to bring in at least one Frenchman to help Lenny Euro settling. That's another good point. Lenny Euro, young French player, he doesn't really have much out there. That's a good point there. I like that. Can you watch another Sancho comp? The ones you watched was mid. I can definitely watch another Sancho comp. Don't worry, guys. Sancho has way better comps. Okay, so what we'll do, because we have a lot of things to talk about, tomorrow morning, I'll do another Sancho reaction. TI10. I'll do another Sancho reaction tomorrow. But the thing is, we need to move on. And the next topic that you guys really asked me to talk about is Ivan Toney. I said that I told you guys I was going to talk about Ivan Toney a bit more. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you want me to make a reaction to Ivan Toney, because I've made one before, but you know there's a lot of new viewers right now. If you guys want me to make a reaction on Ivan Toney, let me know in the comments now. But because on Ivan Toney, I just want to quickly get over Toney, just make this quick point. And the thing is, I like Ivan Toney. I think Ivan Toney is a good player. I think he's a quality player. But my problem with Ivan Toney is this. Why did we go on to sign Xerxes? Why did we go on to sign Xerxes? Why did we spend that much time signing Xerxes if there was a possibility of signing Ivan Toney? Because especially in the Euros, we saw the importance. We saw how good Ivan Toney really is in the biggest stage. Because before the ban, Ivan Toney was one of the best strikers in the Premier League. and he wanted to move out of Brentford. Even after Brentford treated him that well, he still wants to move out. He's an ambitious player. He's not willing to settle for less. He was key for England in moments where subs really come in and don't do much. He's experienced. He's a much better goal scorer, in my opinion, than Xerxes. So why didn't we go for Ivan Toney before? This new board, their new strategy is to go and sign young players. I get it. But you also need you're also going to need experienced players like Ivan Toney in the team. Players, and another thing that I think Toney also exceeds on is his build-up play. His build-up play is amazing. He's able to drop a bit deeper and interact with the midfielders and lay passes off to the wingers. Ivan Toney is very good on a header. He's very good on the penalty. He's good inside the box. Ivan Toney is a proven goal scorer in the Prem. Xerxes is struggling to score goals in Serie A, or Serie A, however you want to say it. Why didn't we go for this player earlier on? Because now, even if we do sign Ivan Toney, the problem that presents itself is that we're gonna have how do you say it? Oh, my bad. That's the wrong thing. We're gonna have 3 strikers in the team. You know how hard it is for a young striker like Xerxes, at least from just like the mental side, to have to compete with so many players. You're going to be competing with 3 different strikers. And that's not a good environment to be in. I feel like 2 strikers is like the perfect balance, where you're competing, but you're still going to get enough playing time. When you've got 3 strikers in a team, that's difficult. That's very difficult. Because if Toney comes in the team, I'm starting Toney over Højlund and Xerxes. And it's like, where does that leave Xerxes and Højlund? I think it just wasn't thought out properly. And then the other thing is, Xerxes can play as a 10 or a wing, but again, why? We've got Mount and Bruno at the 10. We've got Ahmad, Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho, and Anthony as wingers. It's like, United, come on, we need to be doing better when it comes to this stuff. We need to be doing a lot better. So that was just my little quick rant on Ivan Toney. He's a great player. I would want him on the team, but where does that leave the squad now? Where does that leave the other players on the team now? How do we progress from here? You know, what do you do on from here? I think there's just a very silly mistake. A very, very silly mistake. And another thing that's kind of bothering me right now is this De Ligt deal. And again, we're going to try and get through the topics today because there's a lot of things to talk about with Manchester United today. And De Ligt I think De Ligt is kind of in the same, or not in the same, because I think you can still get the De Ligt deal done and they not be as bothersome as Ivan Toney. I feel like you would want to have 4 centre backs instead of having like 3 strikers. But even with De Ligt, it's like, is the problem paying the money up front? Is the problem the fact that, for example, with the Euro deal, we're paying in installments, we're paying Lille in installments, and with Bayern Munich, they want the money up front? Is it a cash problem? Because I've said this before, guys. I do not care about the cash. It is not my money. These guys are billionaires. The club is worth billions. These guys are millionaires. They are making so much money. We, as the fans, spend a lot of money on tickets. We as fans, we spend a lot of money on buying the merchandise, the t-shirts, and etc. It's like, if you can't get the deal done for the league, let's just drop it. Let's drop the league deal and let's move on and spend our energy on more productive activities. Because I've said this before, De Ligt will be my number 1 option. With De Ligt, you're talking about a player who is only 24. He's going to turn 25 in August. So if you sign him to a 4-year deal, he's going to be 29 by the end of that deal. And as a centre back, we're going to be getting De Ligt heading towards his prime. He's played in Eredivisie. He's played in Serie A. He's played in the Bundesliga. So already at the tender age of 24, he's extremely experienced. He's also a very, very quality centre back. We've talked about how tall he is, how good he is on the ball. Again, there's a reaction I made on De Ligt on the channel. If you want to go and watch that, I won't react to De Ligt today, but there's a reaction that I made on De Ligt on the channel. If you want to go and watch that after, please feel free to do so. And De Ligt is one of my favourite young players in the world. I say young players because he's heading towards his prime now. He's no longer qualified as a a young player, but he's still one of the better centre backs in the world. You look, for example, you're looking at the way Bayern fans reacted to the rumors of the Ligt leaving. They made a petition. Bayern Munich fans, they made a petition to make sure that the Ligt wouldn't leave. Yeah, it's like the Ligt would have been my first choice centre back to come to United. I understand Euro. I understand the potential. I understand that dealing with Lille is a lot easier than dealing with Bayern Munich. And if that's the case, if we're not going to sign the Ligt, then let's let go of this De Ligt deal. Let's stop milking this and let's go. And let's go towards a more productive position. Like, for example, getting Fofana or Ugarte done. For example, getting a left back in the team. You know, for example, getting rid of the likes of Antony and Casemiro. If it's not going to happen with De Ligt, as much as I like De Ligt, as much as I think De Ligt is a quality player, if it's not going to happen, let it go and let's move on. It's that simple. Can you do a reaction of Imbroski? Okay, I'll make a reaction on Ivan Toney then. If you guys want it, let's do it. Let's react to Ivan Toney, guys. I'll always say, the community dictates what happens in this show. You know, I spend a lot of time planning and making all this stuff to look good. But if the community wants Ivan Toney, the community wants Ivan Toney. What can I do? I'll try and find a new comp on Ivan Toney. I think I found a good one. Just bear with me, guys. Give me 2 seconds, and we're gonna be back reacting to Ivan Toney. If that's what you guys want, fair enough. Let me just take this off then. Yeah, let me take this off. Cool. Let's move on to the screen and let's do it. Again, the things I said about Ivan Toney, I'll stand by them. Ivan Toney, quality striker. Quality striker. And in my opinion, Toney is leagues above. Ivan Toney, in my opinion, he's leagues above the likes of Xerxes and Højlund. Because he's already done it in the Premier League. Last year, he had the ban thing. Look at that finish, man. That's a man's finish. What we do? He's not one of these little boys. Look at that little back heel. Ivan Toney is a man. Like, come on. Gonna get a proper striker in this team. Not one of these boys. Come on. And if you don't know about Ivan Toney, you also don't know about his goal-scoring record in the Championship. Ivan Toney has one of the best goal-scoring records of all time in the Championship. He's a quality striker. I know he's up there in age now, but again, if you want to be successful this season, these are kind of like the sacrifices you have to make. Look at that awareness, that finish. You have a player with Xerxes who I think he scored like 1 or 3 goals from outside the box last season. The strength. Look at the way he just sets his teammate up here. Like, he just stays strong, reads the game. He lures this one in and this one in as well. And he plays a perfect backheel pass. Like, that's the experience and the quality you're going to be getting with Ivan Toney. But again, the problem still remains. You're going to have 3 strikers in the team. And it's like, what's the point of having 3 strikers in the team? Who does 3 strikers benefit? Technical ability as well is up there. Strength is up there. I don't think he is as good on the ball as Xerxes. Nowhere near. But in terms of doing what a striker needs to do, which is score goals, much better. He's not as tall as Xerxes, but he's already way better on the air than Xerxes. Look at the way. These are old Ivan Toney clips. I want to see newer stuff. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to see Ivan Toney from like 5 years ago. I want to see Ivan Toney now. What a pass. This was us against Arsenal United. Oh yeah, this was when Brentford beat us 4-0. Good touch. Good control. Okay, guys. Bear with me for 1 second. Let's try and find some newer Ivan Toney clips. Bear with me for 1 second. Let's go and find some new Ivan Toney clips. Give me 1 second, because these clips are, again, good video, but they're kind of old. They're kind of from like Ivan Toney championship days. I want to see Ivan Toney. I want to see Ivan Toney, like the recent stuff, the 2024 season, or at least 2023. There you go. This one's a good This one's a good video. Let me just let the ad play out, guys. Oh, yeah, let's react to this one. This one's a bit better. Because again, people are forgetting Ivan Toney. He's in that not that was 23-24. That was 22-23. He was one of the best scorers in the Premier League. And for Man United, that should be the standard. Like, for example, when we went to get Van Persie, we need to get the best players. You know, you also want to have youth development. You also want to have long-term thinking. But in terms of the striker position, like some positions, in my opinion, are just no-negotiables. You can have a young striker that's the understudy to the like of Ivan Toney, but having two young, unexperienced strikers is dangerous. Because God knows what they'll be able to do during the season. You need someone like Toney who knows where to be at which time, who in front of goal is ice cold. Ivan Toney in front of goal is ice cold. You need a player like this in your team. You know, I love Højlund. You guys know, if you know about this channel, if you've watched for a long time, you guys know how much I like Rasmus Højlund. And how impressed I was with his 16 goals last season, even though our team was in shambles. Højlund can be a striker for the future. However, are we going to rely on Højlund to be consistent this year? Or even if not Højlund, then Xerxes, who, you know, Xerxes' goal-scoring record is very poor. Yeah, he can dribble, but let's be honest, guys. A lot of players can dribble. Let's not be fooled by that. He can dribble, but a lot of players can dribble. Let's not be fooled by the fact that Xerxes can dribble. I want my strikers to score goals. It's as simple as that. I want my strikers to score goals. It's that simple. Fantastic. And this is a striker's finish. You know, right place, right time. Makes a quick move. And, you know, that soft touch inside the box to put the ball exactly where he needs to be. This little run, like, if you really look at the details, look at the way he anticipates that run. Like, he sees Gundogan is here. What's he do? Quickly, just gets quickly in front of Gundogan and puts the ball behind the net against City. Like, he slows down a little bit to kind of throw Gundogan off, and as soon as the cross comes in, he rushes to get in front of Gundogan. These are the things that experienced strikers do. Difference between boys and men when it comes to football, you know. No disrespect to Xerxes or Højlund, but it's just the fact of the matter. Toney's been doing this for a lot longer. The touch away from the striker, away from the defender, sorry, away from the keeper, and he's able to set his teammate up. Takes it inside. Wins the ball back there very well. And then he wins the foul there. Like, Toney knows he's not the best technically, so he's not gonna try and beat the guy on pace. He's gonna win the foul, and now the team can progress from there. There's so many different ways to be effective in football. Good turn there. Touch, under control. Like, bro, talking about a vet. Look at the touch he takes to just keep the guys away from him. The strength he plays with. Different gravy. Yo, different quality, man. I love the young lads we have. You know, at Manchester United, you of course want that DNA, the young players coming through the team. You want that. But at the same time, there's something to be said there about experience. There's something to be said about being a proven striker. We won't count last season because last season he was banned for most of the season. He was banned for half the season, excuse me. That's going to have an effect on him, on his performance on the pitch and off the pitch as well. Like, there's a lot of things at play. Again, another striker's finish, the anticipation, the desire to get to that ball first before the defenders. Clinical penalty taker. Against City, ball comes in, anticipates, and puts the ball behind the net. Come on, bro. Let's be for real. When we're talking about Ivan Toney, we're talking about a player of a different quality. Different quality. This is what we're talking about here with Ivan Toney. Again, I appreciate all of you guys watching. Really means a lot. But I want to move on to our next topic. Again, if you have any more topics that you guys want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. I will definitely talk about them. What's the other one? Oh, yeah. We've talked about Fofana. We've talked about a lot today, actually. Let's talk about the boy McSauce. Let's talk about McTominay. And the thing with McTominay, to me, at least the first thing that comes out is, if you're asking me if we should have gotten rid of McTominay last season, my answer would be a quick and swift yes. If you're asking me the same thing last year about McTominay, it would be a quick and swift yes. However, for a long time, myself and a lot of other United fans, we've been calling McTominay a passion merchant in a sense. You know, do I rate Zubimendi? I've done a Zubimendi reaction as well. I didn't really upload it. I just left it on stream. And with Zubimendi, he's good on the ball, but it's the same thing again defensively. How great is he? How great is Zubimendi going to be defensively when it comes to the Premier League? I think, but again on McTominay, last season, do we sell McTominay last season? I would have said a quick yes. Again, passion merchants. Kind of a derogative term to describe McTominay and to talk about McTominay. But really and truly, what we've seen this season is that a lot of players don't have that passion. A lot of players lack that desire to come off the bench and give everything on the pitch. And with McTominay here, we have a player who is a textbook role player. A player who, you know, he may not have the best technical ability. McTominay is not going to be Fofana. McTominay is not going to be Kobe Mainoo. Even like defensively, he's not going to be as good as winning the ball back as Ugarte. But McTominay is one of those players that you can use in different roles at different times. He can still be effective in so many roles. And you get rid of McTominay, you're going to get rid of depth. And you're going to get rid of one of your most, not one-off, you're going to get rid of your most loyal servant. It's easy to be positive and to be, you know, performing when you are in the team week in and week out. It's easy to perform when the fans love you and sing your praises. It is a completely different thing to do that, to perform when you're being scrutinized, when you've been told year in and year out that you're not good enough, when the coach puts you on the bench. When it's like, it kind of feels like at times, at least from McTominay's point of view, like the whole world is against him. It feels like that because we all criticize him. We all, throw him under the bus. Tanak puts him on the bench. But time and time again, McTominay proves to us that his service towards Man United and his passion towards Man United is second to none. He's the most passionate player on this team. He's the player that you can rely to play in, do the dirty work guy. He's scored so many goals for us last season. I'm not saying for 1 second that McTominay is, at least from a technical point of view, at a United level. He's not. But not every player is going to be at that level. You need players in the team that, again, not every player in your team is going to be that star player or that technically gifted player. So you need players like McTominay in your team. And I think we would be doing ourselves a disservice for letting go of McTominay. And yeah, it's just, again, I'm kind of looking at it from my point of view, like how quick I was willing to get rid of McTominay. And yeah, you can call him a passion merchant. It's fine. I've called him a passion merchant way too many times on my channel, on streams, with friends. But the truth is, A lot of these players couldn't give two tosses about Man United. They don't care about Man United. You put him on the pitch and they're like, I guess I'll come on. Like Sancho is like, I guess I'll come on. I guess I'm getting paid to do this, right? Whereas McTominay, he will perform for you. He'll give 100% effort. And again, I'm not saying McTominay should be a starter in the team. I'm not saying that. Because if he was, then there would be no need to get Fofana or Ugarte. But should we keep him in and around the squad? I think yes. I think you don't get rid of McTominay, at least not this summer. And not until we get like at least another CDM. I don't think you get rid of McTominay until then. But yeah, we're trying to cover this topic quickly. I think, yeah, talk about Amrabat. We'll talk about Amrabat. And yeah, not similarly to McTominay, but Amrabat is also in a unique situation, if you want. I'm not quite sure on what's going on with Amrabat. Please let me know in the comments, guys. Is Amrabat gone? Is he staying? Because I'm really not sure, but I'll give my point of view from both perspectives. Actually, let me just do a quick Google search. Yeah, because with Amrabat, I think Amrabat is one of the quality players in this team. I think that Amrabat is he's not the best CDM out there, but you're gonna get rid of Amrabat to stay with what? I understand getting rid of Casemiro, but Amrabat is another one of these players that, you know, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Like, he's really, really passionate about the team. And really and truly, if you're looking at United's best moments this season, which came towards the end of the season, you're looking at that game against City, for example. Amrabat was featured in that game, and he was an important part of that team. Amrabat is another one of these players. It's like you're going to sign Fofana, but then what? You sign Fofana, and then your second option CDM is McTominay. I think you keep Amrabat, and I would love to keep Amrabat. And Amrabat, again, he's also shown us that he can perform. And I talk about the end of the season last year, where Amrabat was able to perform for United, where he was able to be, you know, an important part of the squad for United, where he was able to come through in some of our best moments last season. I think you keep Amrabat. I generally think you keep Amrabat. It's like, you're going to get rid of this guy for what? What are we going to be left with in the squad? There's dead wood to get rid of before we get rid of Amrabat. I think you get rid of Anthony way earlier than you get rid of Amrabat. You get rid of Maguire or Lindelof before you get rid of Amrabat. You get rid of Wan-Bissaka before you get rid of Amrabat. I would trust an academy right back way more than I would trust an academy CDM, because CDMs get exposed so much, so much. Or as a right back, you can kind of like try and protect him. Yeah, especially from what we watched from Fofana today, I feel like you would still want Fofana to be the main option in the team, either Fofana or Ugarte. But there's something to be said there about Amrabat, and Amrabat still featuring in the team. I don't think getting rid of Amrabat is the best solution, or even the smart solution for that matter. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think of Amrabat. Should we keep Amrabat? Should we get rid of Amrabat? Let me know in the comments. And I think our final topic here today, I think we covered everything, surprisingly, is Mason. And the question, the notion of, is Mason Mount good enough for Manchester United? Because Mason Mount is really going to be, or he should be, Bruno's number 2 option. I'm still not sure what the plan really is for Mason Mount in the United squad, which is kind of worrying. He was injured last season, so we're going to give him a pass. It was his first season. He was injured, so we'll give him a pass for that. But this year, it's like, do you still want a pass? How long until we'll call you a bust? You know, I like Mason Mount. I think that at Chelsea, he's shown us that he can be a quality player. But at Manchester United, and the job we need you to do at Manchester United, will you be able to be that player? Or will you be able to perform to that level? You know, like Mason Mount, but what are we going to be getting of Mason Mount this season? Is Ten Hag planning him on playing Mason Mount a bit deeper? I don't think that's the best solution. I think we play Mason Mount on that Bruno position. I don't think also that Mason Mount really comes playing off the right, and in which case he doesn't have to, because we've got Garnacho, Ahmad, and Anthony. So Mason Mount doesn't need to play off the right. He's going to be playing a lot more centrally, and especially in the next few pre-season games where you're going to be on the US tour, we're going to be playing Arsenal, Real Betis, and Liverpool. Mason Mount, you need to prove yourself, man. Mason Mount has a lot of proving to do. And another thing is, Mason Mount, we know how much he loves playing for England. You know, it's not a year, it's like 2 years into the World Cup. Or it's actually less than that now. It's like a year and a few months into the World Cup. Mason Mount, are you going to be a feature in that England squad? Mason Mount, do you want to be a feature in that England squad? Because really and truly, in terms of like quality and what shown us in the past, Mason Mount should be in, like he should be in that team. But in terms of recent performances, he won't be in that team. And I feel like if Mason Mount is an ambitious player, that is going to annoy him. That's going to bother him, because, you know, you want to play for your squad. But the question remains, is Mason Mount going to perform this season? Is he going to be good enough this season? What are Ten Hag's plans? And this one is like one of those questions that I don't really have an answer for right now. It's really just like me speculating more than anything. And yeah, I'll let you guys let me know in the comments as well, in the chat, like, what are we going to do with Mason Mount, and is Mason Mount good enough to play for Manchester United this season? I want to say yes. I want to say that Mason Mount is good enough. He can definitely do a job, especially in that second team. Especially as we're going to be playing a lot of Europa League games. We're going to be playing that Thursday night football. We're going to try and be competitive in the league. There's definitely a space there for Mason Mount within the squad. It really comes down to Mason Mount. What football team do I support? I support Manchester United, FC 2009. But yeah, there's definitely a space there for Mason Mount to perform. There's definitely an avenue there for Mason Mount to come into the team. It's just really and truly now down to Mason Mount's performances and down to Ten Hag. But yeah, guys, we'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching. Really and truly, guys, I mean it. Thank you very much for watching. This has been one of the best streams so far that I've enjoyed, and in terms of viewership. If you want to watch more content, I'll try and be live and talk about United as much as possible. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoyed the content, you know, all that good stuff to please help me grow this channel. I really appreciate you guys when you do that. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. You know, there's the Footy Experts shows, there's more videos, there's more shorts, there's daily football content. We are uploading at least 3 times every single day. If you want more football content, join the community. Join the community, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And yeah, guys, I'll see you soon. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Back for more United content.